In this video, we're going to be comparing how much you can make in 1 hour doing the security contracts versus the QuickiePharm. We're going to be starting down here at Bobcat Security, and then working our way up here to the 6th on the map, which is Groupie, and then we're going to be doing the QuickiePharm for 1 hour. And with that, let's jump into it and see how much we can earn. Okay, so for anybody that's new to the security contracts, it's pretty much just one stop. You're just delivering the truck. Okay, and I'm not going to show every one of these missions as I did them. I'm just going to show interesting parts. Now, for Bobcat Security, it's going to be like Groupie. The payment's going to vary every single time. It's not going to be the same. And for any damage, so say you hit a vehicle or you hit a light post or something at full speed, you will lose money down there. And yeah, that was a problem on a couple of these missions. But if you could do every mission without damaging the vehicle at all, well, with any major damage, you could probably make a couple hundred more than what I make in the end of this. Now, the problem with these missions overall is there will be people chasing you. There will be NPCs chasing and shooting at you. And it's not to damage the truck. It's to cause you to crash into things. And so you're going to have vehicles that turn in front of you and everything else. And it gets annoying pretty quick. Now, like in this case, got just over 2.5 miles to go still. And yeah, these missions can be pretty long. The furthest I think I had in all the missions I've done was like 4 miles away. 4.5, something like that. And overall, they're not bad missions if you're new to the game. Now, Quickie Farms is going to be very similar, except that's multi-stop, which we'll get into once we get to those. And I'll put those after these missions. And as you can see here, we have the enemies chasing currently. Now, I just ignore them. I don't really worry about them too much. But I am going to skip ahead to the end of this. And as you can see, when that car hit the truck, it dropped $20 right there. So yeah, let me skip ahead to the end of this mission or any important points. Okay, so we're approaching the end of the mission right here. So this is an area you do have to be careful in. And that's mainly because the enemies will chase you up to the turn pretty much. Now, I believe they stopped shooting about a quarter of a mile back, just like with most missions. But this one can be tricky because you also got to watch for oncoming traffic. Now, I got lucky here and I didn't have any. But as you can see, it's just quick pull. Just pull right in. Just go over to the old marker and that's it. And this first delivery is done. So as you can see, I made $17,480 here. And now I'm going to head back and go to the next one. Okay, and here we are approaching the next one. So it's going to be the same process as before. Go up, head right in, just hit it on the D-pad, and walk in. And this mission's going to be pretty much the same as the Bobcat Security. Same thing, you pretty much haul in a high value good. You got one stop only. And as you can see down in the corner, it's $19,500 this one pays. Now these I did find pay a little bit better than Bobcat some cases, but not in all cases. So I am rotating between the two, and for any that end far away, I'm just spawning back at my salvage yard and going to whichever one I feel like going to in that case. But I'm trying to keep it so it varies between them at least. And yeah, so this one's a distance as well. Just takes a few minutes to get to each one, and I think the results might surprise some newer players because you would think Quickie Farms would pay better. But that's definitely not what I found. And yes, Quickie Farms was done before this one, so I already know what the outcome is on that. And yeah, honestly, the only problem with doing these over and over for an hour is it gets repetitive and very boring very quickly. And I get what Rockstar is doing. You can definitely tell this is being tested for GTA 6. And honestly, if this is what we have in GTA 6 as ways to make money in GTA Online, as well as story mode first, then yeah, I'm fine with that. Honestly, at this point, I'm literally running out of ideas on what to film for GTA Online. So yeah, I will skip ahead here, and I will see you when we get done. Okay, and we're approaching the end here. As you can tell, it took a couple of shots. Now this is another location you gotta watch for oncoming traffic, because they hit you, you will lose value. But like I said, same as the Bobcat one. Pull in, and we made 19.5 on this delivery. And as shown on here, it says we took 0 damage. So let's move over to the next one. So this one, I'm just going to give a little tip here. So as you're coming closer to the railroad tracks, you do want to watch ahead, as I did have a problem with the train spawning in at the last moment. And that definitely was not fun. And now, if the train does hit you, you have chance of taking damage as well as blowing the truck up. How would I know that? It's best not to question that. And now, it's very rare I see the train, but you also got to watch for the cable car that comes through. That's another issue I ran into, and it was not when I expected it. I do apologize. Some of these are at night. I tried to get them all during the day, but doing it for an hour, you're going to run into nighttime regardless. But yeah, let me skip to the end of this one. So in this area, going up here to the rehab center, I will say that these hills slow this truck right down. That is another issue, and we had some minor accidents on along the way. Overall, this one paid just under $17,500. Okay, so back at the next one. Like I said, I am using the salvage yard to spawn in. I do have a strawberry location, so I can either fly or drive over to whichever location I left off with. It's so much faster and easier, and it will speed it up over a course of an hour. So this is a pretty basic delivery, going down to the docks in this case. He says you can see on the map. Now this is gonna put you about a mile and a half from the Bobcat security, so it's easy just to fly right over there from this one, which I'll be doing just in a minute. And now this is one mission that you do need to watch for the train on, as I found out here. And only certain missions this happens when doing these deliveries. And I don't know if it's coded like that or what. As you can see, the barricades are coming down right there. And yeah. And this corner is another issue. If you take it too fast, you will flip the truck. I did find that out when I was doing these missions originally. And as you can see, just for that car sideswiping the truck just a little bit, lost a little bit of money. And that's because the truck's currently being shot at. Well, let me skip to the end. Okay, and we're approaching the end here, pulling into the post hub delivery center, or whatever you want to call it. As you can see, the enemies are still chasing and shooting at the truck. But yeah, it's pretty simple on these. And let me go over to the next location. Okay, so this one didn't really have anything exciting happen. So as you can see, we're pulling into delivery spot here at the casino and making just under 19.5. So I am just including these end screens so nobody can say I didn't include them. And yeah, let's move to the next one. So I will apologize right now. I know this is not the most entertaining video. This is more for new players looking at ways to make the most money per hour. That doesn't involve investing any money like with any of the other businesses. That's one thing good about doing the security contracts is these don't cost you literally anything to start up. Even new players level 1 can literally just walk over and start the missions up and earn some quick cash. So, but yeah, as you can see, it's pretty much very repetitive, same routes over and over, and this continues for the entire hour. So I'm probably just gonna put the end screens from this point, unless I have something exciting that happens, which I very well doubt, but we shall see. Okay, and we're at this delivery spot, and this one paid $18,500. Now on to the next one. Okay, so on the last delivery, I kind of got lucky, and this was literally only a few hundred feet away from Bobcat security. So that really helped me right there. And yeah, we shall see how this one goes. Okay, so for this mission, a little tip, don't follow GPS, just do what I'm doing here. It's a lot easier. Not gonna worry about damaging anything. Then just drive around here. Now you can go down and break through the fence. I've done that a couple of times. Just depends on what I feel like doing. And just go around the building and yeah, just pull into the yellow marker and you're done on this one. And this one paid just under $20,000. So let's move to the next one. And again, this delivery is done, paying just under $18,000. A little tip: if you get rain like I have right here, it doesn't matter which truck you're using. I do recommend slowing down some because you will slide around these corners. There's not much you can really do about it, and more than likely you're gonna lose money. And the other problem, especially when there's two cars, you need to squeeze between them. Like I have right here. Just trying to get through there can be difficult, especially if you hit the puddle just right. The truck will spin out. Done that multiple times, and not just this missing alone. And it was actually missings I did off camera when these first came out. So let me skip ahead since it doesn't look like we're gonna have too much excitement in this missing. Okay, and this missing paid a total of $19,000 with no damage to the truck. For this missing, as we're approaching the destination for delivery, I do recommend going off-road. And same as I just said not too long ago, is watch because you will spin out, especially, and just break through this fence. It's just gonna save you time. It's better than going down to the road and then turning in here. And this missing paid just under $19,000. On to the next one. On average, these missions take about 5 minutes each, roughly. Some take less, some take more. Let's skip ahead to the final delivery map. And this mission paid a total of $18,271. Well, I can tell you exactly what you can do with these hills in Vinewood, especially with this truck, because this truck loses all power. It's not as bad as the post-op van, but it's pretty close, honestly, and we're going to ignore what just happened there. Yeah, now, this is an area I don't expect not to crash, honestly. With every twist and turn, and it's like a joke, literally, getting through here. And yeah, it doesn't matter how good of a driver you are, this truck, between how slow it is going up the hill and the cars that just spawn in front of you, yeah, it's definitely not fun. This literally took me longer to get through here than anything else. And yeah, we're closing in on the 1 hour mark at this point, so I'm not gonna have much more time and do any others. And what feels like 1,000 years later, we're finally pulling up towards the vineyard where we're delivering this to. Like I said, this truck sucks on these hills, and as you can see right there, this truck tips over very easily. Yeah, it's definitely not fun when that happens, and these guys will chase you. Sometimes you do have to shoot that one off the bike afterwards. It's not too common, but it does happen. I don't know if it's programmed for that or that's a glitch, but yeah. So let's see how much we made. And this one came to a total of $18,900. So we just passed the 1 hour mark right here. It's not much further, but overall, it's not difficult to do these. And like I said, if you're a new player to the game and you're just looking for some quick ways to earn money, this is actually a good way to do it. Right, so as you can tell, we're just heading down here, just past this area, and we're gonna be just delivering over in front of my cargo warehouse over here. Alright, and let's skip ahead real quick. And on the last delivery, we made $19,958 for a total of $244,610 on the security contracts. Okay, now we're over at QuickiePharm. So as I said, QuickiePharm is located right here on the map. So this is the same as security contracts. You can just come over here and it costs nothing to start up. So let's get started. If you're new to QuickiePharms and you've never done it before, so the vehicle is supplied to you, just like with the security contracts, as you can tell here. The car is pretty fast. I do own one of these, as well as the car has this delivery on it. Now you do unlock this delivery about 20 deliveries in. The problem with these deliveries, they're all over the place. Like this one's pretty close, some are close, and then you get Wheel Bay and Sandy Shores for others. And it's pretty simple, just get out of your car, run the package on over, and yeah. And as soon as you come out, just run back to your car and it will give you the next location. Now, the amount of money you make down in the corner will change depending on distance and other factors. Now, there is a time limit for all of these, and that time limit resets each time that you make a delivery. Now, the amount you make down there is not the amount in total you're making. That's added up individually, and you'll see it after you make all 6 deliveries. Now, each time you do this, there's 6 deliveries, and I do apologize if there's any echo in this. Yes, the room is not soundproof, and the house is completely quiet right now, so. But yeah, coming up through here, this car, I'll take this car over the security trucks any day going through these hills. It has good acceleration, good handling, and it can stop pretty quick, like overall. But yeah, let me move over to the next stop. This location right here was actually one of the worst locations you can get. So I went from Los Santos all the way to Paleto Bay for this delivery. Now, there's times where you will find yourself backtracking quite a bit between Los Santos, Sandy Shores, and Paleto Bay. There's not much you can do about it, but same process, get out your car and run it on over. Okay, and let's head out to the next stop. So, as I said, that this is literally going to be similar to security contracts, except you're making multiple deliveries at once. Your supply bar, as you can see, does go down if you hit something or hit a vehicle. Now, I don't mean just tapping something. I mean you gotta hit like a telephone pole or a sign going pretty fast, honestly. But if you even touch a car, yeah, that supply bar is definitely going down, and there's not much you can do about it. It really, it makes it more interesting, and if that supply bar runs out or you run out of time, the missions are over. You earned just what you earned in that time, and yeah. So as you can tell here, I'm going all the way back to Los Santos, and this is the part I hate about these missions. You don't know where you're going, and you don't know exactly how long it's going to take you to get there. Now, from Paleto Bay to Los Santos, it takes about 3 to 4 minutes alone driving, depending on the route you're taking. And you can't use any flying vehicles. You can't use the Iron Mule to pick up the car or anything. We're just going to ignore that happen back there or anything like that. So it's definitely a time sink, that's for sure. And it definitely will not have as many missions completed as security contracts for obvious reasons, because we're already up at 6 minutes and this is only going on stop 3. So I'm not going to show every one of these stops. Some of these I'm just going to skip ahead to the end of it. And yeah, let's go get down to Los Santos. After what felt like forever, we're finally approaching the destination. And yeah, like I said, it sucks when you have to go from Paleto Bay back to Los Santos. It's about the same if you're going all the way back to Sandy Shores. And yeah, as you can tell, we're just pulling up to the medical center now, and I'll see you at the next stop. A little tip while I'm running back to the car. So down in the corner over your mini map, it will show you what stop you're on, which makes it a lot easier to tell, as well as a backstory on some of these. Now, one of the backstories you'll see come up is for Trevor Phillips's mother. That's a common one. I didn't get the radio station yet, and I might not, but you can get Rebel Radio, which is one of the few non-medical centers you can get. I've only had it like once in all the times I've done this, so yeah, kind of interesting little fact right there. Okay, and that delivery is done, and on to the next one. So this one does spawn you on the other side, which sucks because you gotta run all the way across to get your car, but as you can tell, it also gives you the total earned, and which it's not horrible for the amount of time for how easy it is, but at the same time, the pay sucks doing QuickiePharms. It definitely needs to be increased. Now, like I said, some of these are really close. You could have them as close as half a mile, or in this case, just over a mile away. And when they're in the city, it's so much easier than traveling all the way out. Let me skip ahead. Okay, and this airport delivery is done. Little tip is, don't try to hit the people, the NPCs. The reason I say that is they will actually try to attack you. It might sound crazy, but I literally had one pull me out of the car and try to fight me. Yeah, that was kind of interesting when that happened in one of the missions before. So yeah. So now we're up to the last delivery for this one. Yeah, these missions take anywhere from I'd say 7 minutes to 17 minutes, depending. And it's gonna depend on how far away they are, and it's also gonna depend on how much you make per hour, is how many you can squeeze in. And yeah, so let me skip ahead to the end of this one. Okay, and we're approaching the final stop right here. Now, as you can see, my supply bar has gone down some more. This one they're kind of generous on. They give you a couple minutes to get to this one, but overall, let's see how much we made in total for this first set. So in 15 minutes, we made 32.5, which honestly is a horrible amount. I won't lie on that. So yeah, I'm gonna skip ahead to the end of the next one. As you can see, hey, my press spawned way over here on this side, and yeah, let me reset this. And after what felt like an eternity, this set is done, earning 32.5 again, and on to the next one. So a little tip here is the lowest you'll make is 2,500, and the highest you'll make is roughly 7,000 or 7,500. I can't remember exactly which one. It varies so much, but yeah. I thought anybody that's new to this might find that a little interesting. They average about, I'd say, 3,500 to 4,000. And this one ended up in Sandy Shores Medical Center for another 32.5. Let's jump into the last one. And this one is done at just under an hour. We're for $35,000 on this one. So like I said, it varies each one. And yeah, so our total will be 122,500 earned in this time. Overall, you're probably wondering, so is it worth it? Overall, I really don't see QuickiePharms being a good income stream. If you really want to make money and you're a new player, I'd recommend just doing security contracts. And yeah, as you can tell, this is the car I own right here. But yeah, overall, in total, I made $267,010 in 2 hours of work. With that, I will catch you in the next video.